Hey, look, it don't matter. If you're not the biggest, the strongest, or the fastest, I guarantee you change this one trait, you can overcome all that and be successful in your sport. Think about it. Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, Simone Biles, Usain Bolt, all GOATs in their sport. But besides being the GOATs, they all got one thing in common. That's the mentality. It's the way they think. They all got this GOAT-like mentality that makes them successful. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Tom Brady, we all know, selected 199th overall. But before that, even after starting in college, he had to compete every week just to be a starter again. Simone Biles suffered devastating losses that proved that she's not where she wanted to be. Usain Bolt in 2004 Olympics, he did not qualify out of the first round due to injury, but we know that injury came from him not putting the work in that he should have been putting in. So they all had to change the way they thought about being good and being successful. Change that mentality. But how did they get to that turning point? How did they turn the tide? By changing their mindset. That's what I want to do. I want to give y'all, just my tips on how to change your mindset to be successful. All right, I love athletes. I'm an athlete myself. College football player, went on to play arena. Now I coach athletes, I train athletes. But my goal is to give you not only the physical attributes that you need, but the mentality that you need to be successful. So how do you develop this mindset? You got to understand what a mindset is. We all have a mindset, all right? It's what your mind is set on. It's either set on negative or it's set on positive. It's like a thermostat. Whatever you set it on, that's what it's going to become. So we got to learn how to set our minds on positive, all right? So how do you do that? You got to understand how the mind works. So let me break it down. The mind and the brain are two different things. A lot of people think it's the same thing, all right? But the brain is just the organ that sits in your head. The brain is what controls our body. The brain it has these codes, and it's coded to be able to move my hands, move my arms, move your mouth, everything. But how does it get coded? It gets coded through your mind. It gets coded through your everyday life. It gets coded through your senses. All right, so everybody's brain is coded differently. So let me break it down. So let's say you're a kid, right? There's a plate that you want to touch. You want to touch this plate. You got the thought from your mind to signal to your brain that you want to touch the plate. Your brain is now going to signal to your hands, touch the plate. All right, so that's how it works. But if the plate is hot, now from your hand, that signal gets taken to your brain. Now it's telling your brain that the plate is hot. You get that feeling, that hot feeling. Your mind now develops the thought on if the plate is hot or not. So usually, if the plate is hot, your mind is telling your brain it's too hot, move your hand, you move your hand. All right, but you understand how some people could pretty much hold a hotter plate or a hot plate longer than other people because their mind is telling their brain or coding their brain that the plate is not that hot. So instead of you saying the plate is too hot, move your hand, you tell yourself the plate is not that hot, I can hold on a little bit longer. So that is how we set our minds, all right? I'm using that plate example, all right? But you could do it in your sport. So if you have, let me break it down with the mentality of Jordan and Tom Brady and these guys I mentioned. They had the no matter what mentality. So what I mean about no matter what is no matter what, I'm going to be great. No matter what, I'm going to do what it takes to be successful. No matter what, I'm going to put in the work to do what I got to do, again, to be successful. So no matter what is the key piece. So when you're going through that point of life where, life is just throwing at you, life is the no matter what. So if you say, I'm a football player. I went to college, 5'6", defensive back. Well, I was a running back, recruited, but they moved me to defensive back. All right, at 5'6", Division II college. I'm playing against 6 foot, 6'2". I played against a 6'6" receiver. So if I had the mentality that I'm too small to play the same way that everybody told me, I had grown men as I was coming up telling me I was too small to play football. But I never let that get to me. If I let that get to me and I made that true in my mind, I would have coded that in my brain and I would never went out and did the things that I was doing on the football field because I would have believed that I'm too small to do what I was doing. But because I didn't believe it, I believed that, I felt like I thought I was bigger than I really am. When people said I was too small, I'm like, how the hell am I too small? I feel like I'm a giant. You know what I'm saying? That's the mentality I had in my head, is I was a giant. But that's the mentality you gotta have. So I was able to be successful in my sport by believing that I was a giant. 5'6" playing corner against 6'2" guys. I was faster than everybody. I could jump. I wasn't scared to hit. I could tackle. All right, but I put myself in position to be great by my mentality. And I thought bigger than I was. So that's the way I became a 4-year starter, an All-American, voted captain, on to play arena. I had success in my career by the way I thought. But it's not just how you think. You know what I'm saying? So you got to develop that mentality, but you also got to position yourself and prepare to be great. All right, so that's just the first step, is developing that mindset. All right, believing in yourself before you actually start to get to that point. All right, so you got that pivotal point where people telling you you're not doing it, or you failing, or whatever it is that you're going through in life right now that's making you believe that you're not good enough to do what you want to do. Now change your mindset and believe you a giant. Believe you bigger than what you are. All right, so that's the first step. Now you got to actually be good. you can't just believe that you're good, but you're not actually good. All right, so you got to prepare yourself, and you got to train, and you got to work to be good. No matter what, you got to put that work in. So what is that work? All right, it's developing the understanding. All right, it's developing the knowledge. Knowledge and understanding is wisdom. That's what wisdom is. So what I mean about knowledge and understanding is you could know something. That don't necessarily mean that you understand it. So I know what H2O is. I know it's water. I don't understand how it makes water. I don't have that wisdom to understand how to make water. All right. I know the formula, H2O, but I don't understand it. All right. So I'm not wise in that area. So that's just what I'm talking about. So Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback of all time, all right, arguably, right? Everybody knew that he understood everything about the game. Every quarterback in the league, from little league to professional, knows the plays. They know the play. All right. They know the plays. They know the playbook. They know the scheme. They know what they're doing. But Tom Brady went the extra mile, which a lot of quarterbacks do, but he really went the extra mile to understand what the defense was doing. He knew and understood his plays, but now he put the work in to understand what the defense plays are that's going to try to stop his plays. So now he could put his guys in better position to beat the defense trying to stop his plays. So that's the wisdom, that's the wiseness that you got to develop in your sport. Whatever your sport is, whatever you're taught, that's the knowledge, that's what you know. But then you got to understand it. You got to understand it to the point that you can never forget it, that you know each step, that you know each factor that goes on into your play, into your steps. If you run a track, your drive phase, head down, coming up, everything that you need to know about performing well, you got to understand it. That's how you develop the wisdom. That's what I did. Like I said, when I was in college, I was a small guy. But I put myself in position by understanding the plays. I knew the play. First, I had to know the play. I had to develop the knowledge. I had to get in my playbook every day and study it. Know exactly where I have to be. Now I have to understand, why do I have to be here? Because I had to stop the offense. So I had to study the offensive plays. Understand exactly what receivers were doing, any type of twitches that they have that's going to give away what they're going to do. The formations and what they like to do out of the formations, the down and distance. I had to understand all of that to know what to expect once that ball is snapped, so I could better put myself in position. And once I did that, once I understood the knowledge that I already had, I'm telling you, the game slowed down and I was just moving so much faster. And I put myself in position a lot of times to make a lot of plays, to becoming a 4-year starter, to being an All-American, to going on the playing arena, to every time I had to perform, I had to show I was the best. No matter what my situation is, no matter what, I was the smallest. I wasn't the biggest, but I was the fastest and I was the toughest up here. I was the biggest up here. I didn't care how big you was when you lined up against me. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I can only control what I can control. And that's me preparing myself to be great. So that's what I want you to understand. Prepare yourself to be great. Develop that mindset first. That Mamba mentality, that no matter what, you're going to be great. You got to change your thought. All right, so I just taught you how to set your mind to greatness, how to set your mind to success. You're going to get negativity. Today, if you say today, I'm going to set my mind to success, I guarantee you, you're going to get a negative thought. You're going to have somebody around you say something negative about you. Something negative is going to come against the thing that you say you want to do. I guarantee it. But you got to learn how to change that. You got to learn how to not follow that. You got to learn how to not believe that and believe in the thing that you set out to do. Set your mind on believing no matter what, you're going to do what you want to do. And then prepare yourself. Prepare yourself to be great. It's going to take work. It's going to be a process. But that's the part where you got to grind it out. Grind it out. Again, when you say you're going to do something and you start for a week, something's going to happen that's going to make you want to stop. But no matter what, you got to keep going. You got to keep preparing yourself. You got to keep working towards being great. It's not going to happen overnight. And I promise you, you do it, you're going to have all the success you need. I hope this helped you. Again, remember, you're better than they say. See you next time. Let's get it.